Hey guys, what's going on? Lane Bullen with Remodel Commanders coming at you from Calgary, Canada, working with a colleague, building out a bit of an empire around here. Anyway, so yesterday was performance review day with a couple project managers inside my buddy Rich Lee's company over in Pacifica, California. And sitting through that meeting in Zoom, what I heard were great attitudes, a spirit of teamwork, a commitment to excellence, and technical competence. And I relearned something about management in that meeting. And later that evening, chewing on these observations, I wrote down for myself 15 steps to keep a good employee. And I wrote it in the negative to myself because, quite frankly, I'm a very rebellious and defiant person by nature. And so when you tell me not to do something or to forget something, I promise you I'm going to do it and never forget it. So guys, here are 15 tips I learned, or rather relearned, to keep your employees from sucking. First of all, tell them they suck. Number two, give vague guidance for what is desired performance. Three, whatever you do, do not give one incremental thing to improve at a time to reinforce the feeling of improvement and being good. Number four, don't have them explain their desired performance. Number five, don't have them list their goals. Six, don't connect their performance to their goals. Seven, threaten them to move away from negative behavior that you don't want. Eight, don't measure performance weekly. Nine, don't encourage them towards your vision for them. 10, don't positively reinforce when they take on a lot of work. 11, don't positively reinforce when they don't complain. 12, don't positively reinforce when they identify a problem. 13, don't positively reinforce when they propose a solution. 14, don't positively reinforce when they are transparent and honest with you, even when it hurts them. And 15, don't positively reinforce when they do something that supports teamwork. Let's break that down. And let's start with number one. Guys, what I've learned is people will rise to their level of expectations. So when you tell them they suck or berate them or otherwise are critical without something constructive, they will start to believe your judgments and their performance will follow. So moving to number two, if all you do is tell them they did a bad job, but you haven't explained what a good job looks like or exactly how to do it, they didn't fail. You failed to train. And training can be broken down into 4 simple steps. First, have them watch you do the task. Then, have them watch you do the task and take notes. And then 3, have them execute the task from their notes. And then number 4, when they're done, ask them what they would change to their notes to make sure the job gets done right every time. And then boom, you have a trained employee and an SOP created, written by them for the next one. So let's move on to number 3. Imagine you're taking a golf lesson to hit 300-yard PGA level drives, and the instructor watches you take a swing. Then he shakes his head, rolls his eyes, and says, widen out your feet. Put 60% of your weight on your front foot. Turn with the torso, not your shoulders. Straighten out the lead elbow. Get rid of that chicken wing in your right elbow. Tilt your spine. Keep your head behind the golf ball. Shallow out your swing. Get the club head in front of your hands. And while you're at it, lose 60 pounds. How well are you going to make contact? Now, what if he said, okay, great attempt. Now hold the club exactly like this, right? And he shows you how to interlock your pinky and your index and how to make a V with your trail hand, right? And to grip grip the club in the first two pads of your palm. Now, what if he showed you that and he said, okay, now hold the club exactly like that and try again? Which set of instructions will result in you actually implementing the full lesson and getting an improvement in the result? No, exactly. The simpler step without the judgment. So your employees, guys, are not computer software. Pick one thing at a time to improve. Give a demonstration of what right looks like. Give precise instructions. Steady as she goes. So let's move to number 4. It is really hard for our employees to win if they don't know where the goalposts are. They need us to set them on the field, explain how to score, and don't move the line. Number 4 talks about extrinsic motivation. Okay. But in number 5, let's address intrinsic motivation. If someone doesn't know where they are going, any direction will do. But here's the thing. Even if you set for them your goal, they will only continue as long as it's convenient. But if your job for them is aligned with their goals for themselves, now doing well for your company truly is doing well for their larger life plan for themselves. Okay. So moving to number 6, just because the employee understands your goals for them and their goals for themselves doesn't mean the two are obviously connected. It's our job as the leader to connect the dots for our employees, connecting our company goals for their role to their personal goals for themselves in order to create employees who think like owners. So moving to number 7, which is my favorite. Leading with punishment is very easy, and it's super effective in the short term. However, in an organization that manages with punishment, like yelling, over reward, you will get a culture that does the bare minimum to not get yelled at, which leads to high turnover, which leads to lower productivity. So an astute owner will create an incentive structure to reward and praise efforts going above the minimum standard, to create a culture of excellence and avoid the churn and low productivity of a punishment-led team. So let's talk about number 8, measuring performance. How would I, as your employee, know I'm doing a good job if I don't have objective feedback about my performance? How would you, as my employer, know my activity is producing profit? What gets measured gets managed, right? And moving into number 9, I found if I don't encourage people towards my vision for them, oftentimes the employee will start looking elsewhere for career advancement, not knowing that we can be their ladder. And that really sucks because we end up training an all-star for our competitor who recruits them with a better title and better pay when that employee is ready for their next step, and we lose them. So guys, numbers 10 through 15 are all about culture. I found, and I need you to write this down, I found if I don't acknowledge employees who are working a heavy load, if I don't acknowledge the employees who have great attitudes in the face of adversity, if I don't reward employees for identifying problems or proposing solutions, if I don't reward employees who shoot me straight, even if it could end up with negative consequences for them, and if I don't acknowledge the high-performing team players over the selfish high performers, if I don't do all the above, I end up with lazy, entitled, whiny employees who cover up their mistakes, which then turn into crises, who backstab and grandstand on each other, just killing morale, who sweep problems under the rug, wait for me to solve every problem that can be seen, and sometimes lie to my face to save their own skin. It's not pretty. Consistent praise and reward for the behaviors you do want ensure your work culture doesn't turn into a dumpster fire of lazy, entitled, and deceitful mediocrity. It's food for thought, y'all. And if you want to increase your number of high margin 6 to 7 figure remodels, make sure to grab your free copy of our referral cyclone method, which is the exact same SOP I use to train my own sales force to get free dream client leads from designers and architects. So get your copy in the notes below. And if you want to dive further into best practices for how to build a profitable residential general contractor that runs on systems instead of the owner's direct supervision, be sure to subscribe to our channel right here and check out more of our best practices. Stay tenacious, guys. See ya.